Sheffield Chamber are delighted to be working in partnership with RISE SCR, the University of Sheffield and Sheffield Hallam University to bring you today's event, Developing University Partnerships to Support Your SME for the Future. For those of you that don't know, RISE delivers a high quality, tailored package of support to small and medium-sized enterprises across the Sheffield City region by removing barriers to the recruitment of graduates and supporting businesses to grow. We'll shortly be hearing from both universities, but before doing so, to give us an introduction on the RISE project, I'd just like to introduce Gemma Thomason, the SME Relationship Manager for RISE. Thanks, Gemma.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. I'll just wait for that echo to go. Hi, as Sam said, I'm Gemma Thomason, so I'm the SME Relationship Manager for RISE, and welcome. Hopefully we're talking to people who've been through the RISE scheme already, and as part of the great support that RISE provides, I support the businesses after they've taken a graduate. So at the 3 and the 6 month mark, my role is to come out and talk to the business about other opportunities that they might want to get involved with. So I sit across both the universities at Hallam and University of Sheffield to link businesses back to the universities, hence this event, and the other great support that's on offer across the region. But what we're doing today is really focusing on the support that's on offer from the universities. So I know that a lot of you have been through RISE already, but what I wanted to do was just do a quick whistle-stop tour because some of you might be new to RISE. And Sam did a great intro for us already. So it's a business support package for SME businesses to help them remove barriers to recruiting graduates. So if you're new to graduate recruitment or you're struggling to recruit graduates, RISE can support you by helping you through the process. So that is a tailored package of helping you develop an advert, a job description that's friendly to the graduate labour market, talking to you about salaries and giving you some really great advice, and then taking the whole process, taking you through all the stages and doing a lot of the work, pre-screening, advertising nationally on prospect, all the assessment centres, so you get a great interview sort of shortlist to see that match your job description. So it's equipping you really with the tools that you can take on to then recruit yourself. And that's where my role comes in to help you link back to the great support that's on offer from the university and from both of the employer teams. You do get a small grant, so that is a bit of a sweetener, that you get £1,000 for a standard role or £2,500 for a technical role. And so that RISE is free of charge to business. It runs 3 times a year. So you do pay a salary to the graduate, but essentially that support on offer is all free to you. We have funding from the great European Regional Development Fund and both the university partners. And so the project is running for another 3 years. We started October last year, and we've contracted to support 198 businesses. So there's a lot of work to do. We really want to support everybody that we can. I'll quickly go on to the eligibility criteria. To be part of RISE, you need to be an SME. So that's we count that as less than 250 employees. You need to be based in the Sheffield City region, and that still includes some of the Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire areas. I know there's been some changes with local enterprise partnerships, but we still class that in our contract as we can support those areas. And you're looking to recruit new sort of graduate level positions, so you're new to it, you need the support. And as I mentioned, there's that sweetener is a bit of a grant to help you, and that gets paid at the 3 month mark when the graduate's been in place. So I know that's really a whistle stop tour. I am on hand. The email contact details of everyone here will be shared, so you can get in touch with me if you're interested or want to know more. But what I thought might be good, because some of you have been through it already, is hear from the horse's mouth, really, some employers that took advantage of the RISE programme from when the funding became first available. So I'm going to pass over to Kate Hill from More Insights, who took a number of graduates, and I'll let her tell you about the benefits. And then we've got Mercy, who is one of the graduates from RISE, to tell you what benefits they found from the programme.
Thanks for that, Sarah. So as the slide says, I head up business development and marketing at More Insight. We basically specialise in implementing and optimising ERP and finance systems for large public and private sector organisations. So we joined the RISE scheme because we needed some extra hands on deck, and from moment one we've very much found it a very accessible programme. So we got an awful lot of information. We're quite a small team to say we work on some really huge contracts. So the challenge for us was to get hands on deck to work with us through various parts of the business. So we actually took on 5 graduates in the end. We were only expecting to take on 2. And the support has been absolutely fantastic. So you know, we've had support with all the paperwork, all the recruitment process. You know, we didn't need to, the candidates were already pre-assessed before they even came to us. So we had a good understanding of what the candidates were that were being put forward. We have had support throughout the 3 and 6 month reviews. So it's been great to see RISE get involved in seeing how the graduates progress in our business, and getting sort of, you know, a little bit of a talking to about how we should either approach 3 and 6 month reviews, or and documents as well that we've been given, which have been absolutely pivotal to recording some of the performance of our graduates. So just to give you a quick overview of what some of our graduates have been up to, I think I've brought Mercy along today because she has been absolutely instrumental over the last 6 months in leading on our bid management side of things now. So she's really been a massive help to me. We have graduates who have got involved in doing training on various finance systems. A lot of them are going through the SEMA qualifications, their accounting qualifications. Some have contributed to our CSR and marketing activities. And then we've also deployed a couple of our graduates onto actual public sector contracts as well, which has been excellent. So we're all about culture, but I'll not speak anymore. I shall let Mercy tell you for herself what her experience has been. She's absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure you'll agree.
Okay, thank you, Kate. Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me all right. I'm sorry, I'm joining online because my internet is horrible, but yeah, I'm one of the a little bit more older graduates at More Insight. And this is because I did my first degree and then a master's, and spent 5 years pursuing a PhD, which I didn't complete. So when I was applying for jobs initially, I was kind of concerned about how I might present this on my CV, what would employers think. And I didn't really have a lot of work experience in the traditional sense. So I think what the RISE scheme offered was sort of a fair assessment process. Now, they do have a lot of good aftercare services that I haven't taken advantage of. So that's something to come. But I did have a conversation with Gemma sort of a couple months in, which was a useful sort of opportunity to get like an outside perspective on how I was doing and how I could approach my work. But I think what was most significant for me being part of the RISE scheme was just, I felt that I was really evaluated as a whole person. So they focused on my strengths and just kind of gave me that courage to know that I can do what I need to do. I don't need to be affected by sort of my past experiences. I can believe that I have potential to offer to my employers or to my employer. 8 months into the job, I've been given sort of loads of responsibilities, as Kate has mentioned, and my contribution has been recognized. So More Insight, they trust me to kind of be involved in some of the high impact objectives, and that's really encouraging for me. So I'm able to contribute to their processes, help improving things in the organization. At a high level, and what I do on a daily basis, which MK just mentioned, is that I do bid management. So I help the company find opportunities and then liaise with customers and partners throughout that whole process. And I think what I've been able to bring to the table is like my attention to detail and organizational interpersonal skills. I've really been recognized for that in the organization, which has increased my confidence. And I think over the journey so far has been an excellent one for me. And I think opportunities like this is really useful for graduates. With my background, I wasn't sure that employers would really consider me highly because I didn't have a lot of work experience. So I think it's useful when we can have more companies applying to these sort of schemes to open up opportunities for people like myself who have the potential to make a difference in their companies, but perhaps don't have that strong professional background. So, and I think also it also gives an alternative to working in some of the larger firms. So in my firm, because we're so close-knit, I get have the opportunity to experience different areas, either directly or indirectly. which has been useful. And I can also work closely with like senior management, which sort of gives that greater sphere of influence that I'm looking for in my career. So that's just a bit of background. If you have any questions for me, please do feel free to ask at the end. Okay, I hope you guys caught that.
Great stuff. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you. I think we're now going to hand over, now we've heard from kind of RISE to Sheffield Hallam. Joe Hockney is hopefully there. I will stop sharing my screen now so Joe can share his.
Here I am.
Seamless.
Slick. Hi everyone, Joe Hockney, Employer Partnerships Manager at Sheffield Hallam. I'll be handing over shortly to my colleague Alex Anderson. So over the years when I've worked with different SMEs, it's just been really obvious to me that SMEs, they're always busy, time's always at a premium, and I think that SMEs sometimes feel a bit overwhelmed by the range of different initiatives and offers and funding that's available to them. So my presentation, I'm going to keep it as simple as I can. So at the moment, we really do need SMEs that we can partner with for all sorts of different reasons, especially in the current climate. But in order for this partnership to work, what we're asking you to do is to tell us what you need from us. So I'm just going to introduce you to the business gateway. That's the phone number and the email address that you see there. So this really is your first port of call. You know, if you've not been in touch with Sheffield Hallam before, the inbox is monitored Monday to Friday, and the phone number, we do cover it between the team. But if we miss your call, then we do get back, you know, we do respond to all the voicemail messages. What we're trying to do is to quickly put you in touch with the right person that you need to speak to at Sheffield Hallam, and then hopefully you won't feel as if you're having to repeat yourself, you know, and explain the same thing over and over again. So that's been working really well. What we want to do is to get to a point where we know who you are as a business and what you do and what you need, but also that you know who we are and what we can potentially offer you going forward. So we're looking to build on these longer term partnerships. One question that I've got for you is, why should you work with us? I know that we've got a good reputation, we've got good facilities, but why should you spend your valuable time in trying to speak to us and enter into a partnership with us? So there's 3 points that I want to emphasize. First of all, quite a high percentage of our teaching staff have worked in industry across all sectors. So they know what they're talking about, and they've got valuable insights that they can share with the students and with the employers that we work with. Secondly, this is really key to us, really big thing that we're doing is we're trying to make sure that all our students and all our graduates are ready for the workplace. So at the moment we are embedding work experience and work-based learning in every degree course, in every subject, at every level. It's really important, and it does make the students so much more employable when they go into the workplace. That's what we want ultimately, is for them to graduate from Sheffield Hallam, find a really good graduate job, and then build a strong career. Longer term, obviously, that reflects really well on us and the work that we do, you know, here and with our employers. And also, we understand your challenges. We work with large numbers of employers from this region and beyond, you know, of all different sizes. We know what we're doing, and we've got some valuable insights that we can share with you. So there's lots of different things we can do. I'm not going to go through it all in a lot of detail. There's a lot of different initiatives that we offer. Ourselves, we can't keep track of it. So, you know, I'm just going to give you a short flavour of how we may be able to work together. So we're always looking for employers who could potentially take one of our students on a placement. So that might be a summer internship where we will fund them to do 100 hours of study. Sorry, 100 hours work with you. It might be a sandwich placement where, you know, if they're in between the second and third year of their degree and they'll come and work for you for the year, you might have a project that you've not had time to look at, and that student can work on that project and add value to the business. And then if it goes really well, hopefully they'll come and join you permanently after they've finished their degree. So that does happen. Graduate recruitment, we would love, you know, we're always looking for employers to recruit our graduate talent. We will help you to do this. We'll invite you to our careers fairs where you can meet them directly. We would love for you to come and do a talk on campus to give your perspective and what you're looking for as an employer. If you want to advertise any graduate vacancies that you have, we'll show you how to do that for free on UniHub. So that goes out to all our students. It's really easy to use. Degree apprenticeships, they're a really big thing for us. We're a big training provider of degree apprenticeships. They're a good way to develop your talent within your business. It might be to recruit a new person, or it might be to upskill one of your existing members of staff. If you're an SME, the funding options are quite generous. However, they can be quite a big time commitment as well on the apprenticeship. You know, you have to release the apprentice for the study, and you have to give them time in the workplace, and you have to mentor them. So yeah, they are really good, but we just want to make clear that they're a big commitment. But if you think that would be useful, then we'd love to hear from you. Research and development, you might have a new idea and you want to prove concept, and we may be able to find some funding, you know, for one of our academics to come and work with you and look at that problem in detail. And at the moment, we're looking for employers to join the new small business leadership program that my colleague Alex is going to talk to you about now. Alex?
Yeah, hi Joe, can you put the next slide on please? Yeah, thanks. Good morning everyone. I'm Alex Anderson. I'm a principal lecturer in the Department of Management, and I'm Programme Director for this new small business leadership programme, and I'll just give you a few insights into what that's all about. So Joe, next slide please. So in terms of choosing the programme and you know what's it all about, the top line message really is that this is about supporting senior leaders in SMEs to help you coming through the recovery of COVID and really starting to think about planning for the future. So about future growth, productivity. So those are the types of top line messages about this programme. I'd also say it's about giving you space to think this through and what your plans might be for the future. It's fully funded, so as I say there, you know, always a bonus. So it's supported by the Department for Business, Energy, Industry and Strategy. If you join this programme, then there's access to all the business school experts, and as Joe mentioned, you know, most of us have got industry or commercial experience. On the programme, and this is really important, is that you'll have access to like-minded peers. So as part of this initiative, you'll be working in cohorts of leaders of small to medium-sized enterprises. And also a key point of this is that you'll have access to the Hallam network. So the things that we're talking about now, all those different initiatives, by coming on this programme, you'll be able to get more insight into how we can work with you. In terms of the programme, like I said, there's a cohort, and we'll have 5 cohorts that are going to start from the 19th of October. And after this session, actually at 10:30, which I can tell you a little bit more about in a minute, we will have a more detailed briefing session. But the programme will involve going through action planning, looking at leadership and change, so how you bring your employees on to deal with various levels of change within the business. We'll be looking at themes like innovation and markets, operational efficiency, and really getting you to think about, yeah, how can I implement this change effectively within your business. So Joe, if you could go to the next slide. So in terms of eligibility, you must be an SME, and we're defining that this in this context as between 5 to 249 employees, and you must have been operational for at least 1 year. The person who's taking part of the programme must be a key decision maker within the organisation, or a member of the senior management team, and have at least one person who reports directly to them. A big pointer here is that the participant must be able to commit to attending the full programme. So it will run over 10 weeks. They won't be every week, so they will be spread out over a period of months. But we do need that commitment to engage. We can have up to 2 decision makers from one company participating. Unfortunately, charities aren't eligible for this programme, but social enterprises are. So in a way, you could view this programme a bit like a mini MBA. And in terms of commitment, if you are interested in this programme, then I can give you more details on that. So Joe, if you could do the next slide. We do, if you can spare half an hour today, I have a Zoom meeting, like I said, at 10:30, where we're going through in more detail the programme, and you can ask more specific questions. If this sounds of interest and you'd like to register straight away, there's a link there for the Small Business Leadership Programme. And as Joe said, any queries, if you want to just email business@shu.ac.uk, then we can follow up those too. I'll post the Zoom meeting link in the chat as well. But yeah, that's a Small Business Leadership Programme. We'd really look forward to hearing from you if you are interested. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe and Alex. And we're going to hand over now to the University of Sheffield, and Laura Talbot is going to share screen, I think. Are you there, Laura? Perfect.
Morning, everyone. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so can you see my screen all right?
Yep.
Right, so as Gemma said, so my name's Laura and I work at the Career Service at the University of Sheffield. So I'm an Employer Engagement and Placements Officer, and my role was brought in almost 2 years ago now to provide dedicated support for small businesses in the Sheffield City region like yourselves. So I'm just going to sort of talk through the different things that you can tap into at the university as an SME, and then if you've got sort of any questions, I'd be happy to help and point you in the right direction. So a lot of you are already aware of the benefits that students and graduates can bring to your business, but for those of you that haven't recruited from us in the past, students and graduates provide fresh ideas, up-to-date skills, discipline-specific knowledge and expertise, and they can really help you to make changes in your business, so introduce new technology, improve processes, and develop products. So around 25% of our students stay in the region after they graduate, so we really do have a demand for graduate and student level jobs in businesses like yours. So in order to sort of support you with this, we have a free vacancy system. So on that you can advertise part-time work, internships, placements and graduate jobs, and that's all free of charge. All of our students are registered on that system and they are notified if something comes up that sort of meets what they're looking for. So we also provide a recruiter's toolkit which can be found on our website. So we have a page on our website dedicated to small businesses. So our recruiters toolkit provides sort of our top tips and advice and guidance really on different things to help you prepare your opportunities and recruit from us. So these include guides on, for instance, producing a vacancy advert and deciding on an appropriate salary. So we're quite aware that you may need some support with these types of things. So obviously, in a lot of SMEs, you don't have a dedicated person who looks after your recruitment, and we're well aware and understand sort of the time pressures that you're under. So we do offer a free shortlisting service at the university, whereby I would collect and shortlist any applications to roles that you're advertising, and based on your criteria, which would sort of save you a lot of time. And then I'd obviously pass on those applications that were of the highest standard to you. So at the University of Sheffield, all of our students can undertake a placement regardless of sort of what course they're on. And this is a really, really good way for small businesses to sort of create a talent pipeline and tap into those really engaged students sort of early on in their time at university. So an example of a company that's done this really well with us is Tribasonics. So they're a local SME in the region. They've recruited through Rise in the past. They've advertised with us independently. They've got involved in on-campus events, particularly our Global Engineering Challenge, and they've also recruited summer internships through our Santander scheme. So over time, they've created this really strong talent pipeline. Our students know who they are, know that they've got local opportunities, and they're sort of able to engage with those students early on and sort of get in front of those who are really engaged, and then offer them graduate jobs sort of later on down the line. And then I obviously mentioned as well that Tribasonics got involved in on-campus events with us. So we have a really broad programme of events, both centrally run by the Career Service and then also in departments. So this semester, all of our central events are going to be virtual events. We run things in the Career Service that appeal to students across disciplines. So skill building workshops, networking events, or career insights. And we're also running a large virtual fair next month, which we have a reduced rate for SMEs. And that is sort of typical. We typically would always have reduced rates or free events for local businesses. And then each department also runs their own events program. So that would really vary from department to department, but typically that would include things like guest lectures, panel events, and you can also, if you're interested in working with departments quite closely, you can submit projects for students to work on and also contribute to curriculum development. So moving on then, so this sort of demonstrates or shows rather some of our support schemes and initiatives that we have available specifically in the Sheffield City region. I obviously won't go through RISE because you've a lot of you are familiar with it and you've obviously heard from Gemma on that. But so the Santander scheme is something I mentioned with regard to Tribasonics. So Santander provides part funding for some internships that last between 4 and 8 weeks. So that's on a full-time or part-time basis, depending on sort of what suits your business, and they would be for our final year students. So you can recruit a maximum of 2 interns through the Santander scheme per year. This year,
I think we may have lost Laura. Is anybody able to take over that, Gemma, or shall we move on to Anthony for now? Maybe come back when Laura rejoins.
Yeah, should we do that? Or Eleanor, do you want to? Are you there? Do you want to just talk about your area, or should we move to Anthony?
I can do. It's just that my slides are on Laura's presentation, so
we'll go to Anthony and then come back to you. Yeah,
it was all going so well.
Going so well.
Right, good morning. Let me sort this screen share out. Right, can everyone see that presentation?
Yeah.
Yep, thumbs up. Okay. Right, good morning, everyone. I'm Anthony Davis from Sheffield Hallam University, and I am the Client Relationship Manager for the Sheffield Innovation Programme. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes, whistle-stop tour, to talk you through a couple of the innovation-related programmes that we're involved with, which are specifically focused on SMEs. So there we go. Right. First one is the Sheffield Innovation Programme, and it's a partnership between Sheffield Hallam University, the University of Sheffield, and the Sheffield City Region Growth Hub. So we're all involved in this project. It covers not only South Yorkshire, but what was previously the Sheffield City region, although the boundaries have administratively changed now. But it's important to point out that companies that are based in North East Derbyshire, Derbyshire Dales, Bassetlaw and Balsall, that are still eligible for support through the Sheffield Innovation Programme, as well as the rest of South Yorkshire there. It is focused on small to medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, the definition of which is anything up to 249 full-time equivalent employees. So pretty much covers the majority of businesses that sit in our region. And it's all about supporting those businesses to grow through collaboration and the use of innovation and innovative methods and products and processes. So in essence, the Sheffield Innovation Programme provides free access and support to academics within either of the two universities, and it essentially covers the technical and technology areas from across the whole range of both universities. If we can find an academic that has the knowledge and expertise that's required to support a business, then in theory or in principle, there is the opportunity for that academic to engage with the business and support it with their knowledge to overcome a particular challenge or problem. So in terms of what's in it for the business, it very much is around problem solving for the business. And most businesses that come to us will come to us with a technical challenge or a problem which they need some assistance. Either don't have the resources or the expertise internally to deal with. So what we're able to do is to help them with new ideas. We can perhaps undertake testing or validation of materials or techniques and designs. We can also, through the innovation programme, help them to access larger funds, and that could be Innovate UK grants, it could be knowledge transfer partnerships. We can use the innovation programme to help to support the development of funding bids for innovation funding. So how it works is basically through one of the contact points, primarily the website, but it can come in through the Growth Hub directly, or through either university partner, Eleanor, who's on this Zoom, or myself. We will then seek experts from within the universities to try to solicit some interest in the inquiry that you send in to us, and then engage those experts with you to scope out a project. And typically those projects are within the sort of realm of 6 or 7 days as an average size. They can be larger than that, and they can also be smaller than that. They don't have to be, you know, substantially large projects by any means. But once the academics are put in touch with the businesses, as I say, it's up to them to develop the scope of the project. It very much is academic focused. It's not about undergraduate projects. The student projects have already been covered to some degree in some of the previous conversations. But the one thing I suppose I would point out, or just to say, is to manage the expectations of yourselves as businesses. Obviously, academics have a number of roles within the university, of course, and so they have teaching responsibilities, they have supervision responsibilities, they're undertaking their own research. So sometimes it can take a little while to find the right academic, and sometimes the challenge that's brought to us by the business may not always be sufficiently interesting to pique the academic's interest to want to work with that company, because perhaps it's a relatively simple problem which could be dealt with through another route, such as a student project, for example. So we just have to be mindful of that, and we'll try and manage your expectations and their expectations along the way. So the types of work that we undertake, here are some examples. A lot of product design and packaging design that we're involved with, particularly through our Design Futures consultancy who engaged in that type of area. But it ranges from materials analysis through engineering, environmental, as I said, pretty much any area of the university that we have expertise in can participate in the programme and support businesses with the project areas that are required. One area that we are specifically focusing on at the moment is a new programme which has just been launched called Digital Innovation for Growth, and I'll just say a few words about that. This is a different programme from the Sheffield Innovation Programme, and so the partners involved in delivering this programme are ourselves, Sheffield Hallam University, and the Barnsley Digital Media Centre. And this programme focuses purely and simply on digital projects. So what do we mean by digital projects? Well, this slide here gives you an indication. It's not about designing new websites. It's not about developing apps. It's about something it's about projects which are perhaps a little bit more intensive and technically challenging than those. It works in the same way as the innovation programme, in that we have a range of academics within the university who are committed to delivering on this programme, and they will work with the business for 5, 6, 7, 8 days to help them address a particular challenge in relation to some of these project areas that you see on the screen. So they will have discussions, they'll scope out a project, and then they'll deliver that support, and all that support is delivered free of charge to the business, as it is within the Sheffield Innovation Programme itself. So there we go, flying tour of a couple of the innovation programmes that I'm involved with. Obviously full contact details are shared. So there we go, and obviously we'll have Q&As later on this morning if there's anything else that anyone wants to follow up on. Okay.
Great, thanks Anthony. I don't know whether Laura's been able to call back in. I've managed to get her slides for her. So Laura, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me just share my screen for you, hang on. I think, did you finish off doing your program Santander?
Yes, I think I got down to
projects?
Santander. Yeah.
Okay, I've got that slide up then for you.
Okay, brilliant. Sorry everyone about that. So I'll continue. So I obviously was talking about our Santander summer internship scheme. So that's one of the sort of things that we have available just purely to SMEs. And another thing that is very, very new for us is our XR project. So we're hoping to launch these later this month. So we've basically secured funding in order to provide 80% funding for 6-week-long internship opportunities for local SMEs across screen industry sectors. So that includes things like film, digital media and gaming. So the projects would have to be in XR, which stands for extended reality, which means basically augmented reality, mixed reality and virtual reality. So they're launching later this month. So if you're sort of interested in anything like that, just let me know. And then moving on, so our physics department are also offering £1,000 bursaries to local SMEs to offer flexible placements for our physics students. This is also sort of a new initiative, and this really sort of demonstrates that our departments and a lot of our faculties are really, really committed to working locally and making sort of long-term relationships with local businesses. So these do come up in our departments from time to time, and they're something that I can keep you updated on if there's a particular department that you are sort of looking to work with. So Gemma, if you could go to my next slide, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. So aside from recruitment support, another sort of key service that we can help you with at the university is our executive education offering. So we basically offer courses, higher level apprenticeships, part-time master's level courses and short courses to sort of upskill your existing staff. And those cover things such as business admin and management, leadership, finance and engineering. And we're also able to customise our programs to meet your requirements as well. So with our short courses, these can be made bespoke to your business. So whether that's sort of a day-long workshop or something a bit more in-depth, that is something that is available to you. And then if that's something that you're sort of interested in, I can put you in touch with my colleague who looks after those. And then on to my next slide, please, Gemma.
Yep.
So finally, I'm just going to talk about the AMRC, which I'm sure you're all aware of, and probably aware that they have partnerships with really big names such as but they're also really committed to working with smaller companies and giving you access to the full range of their facilities and experience in order to sort of stimulate innovation and growth in your businesses and strengthen performance productivity. So they work on projects which are specifically tailored to each SME. So whether it's reducing risk of adopting new technologies, prototyping and testing, or improving design and manufacturing processes, they're there to support you with that. So I've included a link on the slide to their website, and they have a really good brochure on there with case studies of how they've worked together with local businesses in the region. So I'll just pass on now to my colleague Eleanor Eady, whose internet connection hopefully is a lot better than mine, and she can sort of talk you through partnerships and regional engagement.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Eleanor. I'm Regional Partnerships Development Officer at the University of Sheffield, and my role is really to initiate those introductions into the university if you've not been in contact or reached us at all in the past. Whether that's through connecting you to a research translational facility to access some facilities that are going to benefit your business, or whether it's to kick off a larger scale research collaboration. And then hopefully I'm there along the way to kind of maintain that partnership and see the different ways that we can work with each other and how we can connect you with different people at the university. Laura's already mentioned about the AMRC, but I just wanted to highlight another one of our translational research centres, which is the Energy Research Centre. And this is a new centre that's being built, part of the Energy Institute. And they've got a scheme at the moment to support SMEs in reducing their energy outputs. It's a free of charge service. They're offering an audit of your premises, and once they've found out ways that maybe you could make some energy savings, they will provide a report for you of which you can take that advice or not. But it's just something that they're trying to make people aware of within the Sheffield City region, how to be more energy efficient. That also leads me on to the Managing Directors Club. So the Managing Directors Club is a forum for local business leads and academics at both Sheffield universities to join together, share ideas, network, hear from inspirational speakers. We run 4 events each year, and in the past they've been topics such as wellbeing in the workplace and innovations in food engineering, so they're really, really varied. And our next event, which is on the 21st of October, digitally of course, is the power of research and how changing aspects in your business through innovation can help you be more energy efficient. So we've got speakers from both universities, academics who are experts in that field, along with an industry speaker who's worked with the university before and has seen those benefits in real life and is speaking about how their relationship with the universities helps their business. And finally, I look after the Sheffield Innovation Programme over at the University of Sheffield. So Anthony's already spoken about that there, but yeah, I'm just here to really wave that flag, and it's a fantastic mechanism for utilising academic expertise to help solve industry challenges within your business, or maybe test a theory. And as Anthony mentioned, maybe if it's not through that mechanism or routes that we help you, it might be through an alternative way. Hopefully I'm the person there to help there and see how we can get you to connect with our university. So that's just my brief overview. Any questions, do let me know.
Great stuff. Thank you, Eleanor. And the email details are on there, but what we're going to do is we're going to put together contact details for all the projects and programs with links to email out to everybody. So you'll have those after the event. So thank you very much for listening. We've had a few questions, so I might as well just start from the top and read some out. I think the first one is related to RISE. So can businesses access graduates from previous years? Yes, they can. So it doesn't have to be the 2020 graduates, say. It could be a graduate from any year group. So they may or may not have experience, but I think the thing to focus on is they will be learning. As Mercy had mentioned, it's the opportunity for them to, use their potential rather than, having an experienced graduate. And when does the next RISE go live? We're waiting for sign off for the next RISE. We're hoping it'll be soon, but it might be before the end of the year. So I don't want to kind of give anything away. But again, if you're really interested, if you get onto the sign up list, we can email out those dates when it becomes live. The next question from Paul Stevenson, looking to for placements and having them organised perhaps directly with the universities rather than just posting on a jobs board. So I think that's sort of more support for placements. My colleague at Sheffield Hallam, James, has been in touch, but I wondered if anybody just wanted to tell other organisations how the universities, either Laura or James, if you're there, to what else can employers do for a more tailored approach? I think James might have gone, but knowing that both universities have teams who can support in placement, so it's not just about putting an advert on there. If you make contact with Laura, or again, I'll share the employer partnerships team details, they'll be able to help you navigate and perhaps introduce you to, if it's a specific course or course leader that you want to get in with specifically for a placement, and maybe have a more tailored approach, go in and talk to the whole of the course group about your role. And that might be an opportunity. So we'll put that detail, as I say, make contact directly with universities, and then they will be able to support you there. I think other questions, people interested in Alex's program straight away. So that's great. That's the Chartered Small Business Leaders program. So Alex has got her event at 10:30, and the Zoom link's on there if people want to join in. Yeah. And okay, and a question for you, Anthony. Is it the same process to make contact with Digisip as existing SIP?
Yes, you can use the number that I put up there is I think the same number that Joe talked about earlier on as well. You'll come through and be directed into the right place. There is a Digisip holding page being developed as well. In fact, it's gone live now as well. So, but use the same contact details. It's people in the same office.
Brilliant. Thank you. And then a question about Santander placements. Can they start at any time of the year? Laura's off, and I know I work closely with that team. So what usually happens is it's a summer placement. So the universities will go out for interest, usually towards sort of January, February, to get companies, SMEs who are interested in signing up. And then they'll work with you and they'll advertise the rollout to students who then tend to be placed over the summer period. So it's not live yet, and it's not ad hoc. It comes at a certain time, and it usually happens in that cycle. So again, we'll get the details across to everybody when it becomes live. What are you doing to ensure the businesses and potential employers are neurodiversity competent? So I'm an autistic student and also a potential employer. So have you, from the university perspective, Joe or Laura, got any insights to that question?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So we have. Sorry.
Sorry. Could you just introduce? Is that Reese who's asked the question?
Laura.
Sorry, Laura. Sorry. I got it. Yeah, Laura. Sorry.
Bit of a nightmare this morning. In terms of sort of neurodiversity, we are able to advise employers on best practice for this, so that all of our students have a really good sort of equal experience. And we also obviously support our students if they sort of disclose this to us, and if they were to disclose to you, we'd obviously be able to support you if you had any sort of queries on that.
Brilliant. Joe, anything from Hallam?
No, nothing really to add, apart from, yeah, as Laura said, student support would be there to help with any additional need for any of our students.
Can I just ask, actually, and that's great to hear. Where is the expertise coming from for this? Because that's a big picture statement, but there isn't a huge amount of detail. It's one of those, of course, you would say that answers, but where is the expertise coming from? Where are you tapping into to ensure that systems are
at the university?
Sorry,
at the University of Sheffield, we have a careers advisor who is specifically trained to work with students with disabilities and those sort of requirements. So that individual member of staff has attended training. I'm not sort of 100% clear on sort of what training they're accessing, but they are part of different groups and they're sort of fully aware of what's available to help students with those sort of issues that they might have and sort of give advice to employers as well.
Okay, and then there was a question about charities are social enterprises, are they eligible? Which Alex has responded to, so the Small Business Leadership Programme is social enterprises are eligible. So in terms of RISE, Sarah Stanley, I'm just double checking with you if social enterprises are eligible for RISE.
Yeah, no, absolutely, they are. Yeah,
great stuff. Okay, brilliant. Well, that's the end of the questions. If anybody's got you know, any more questions, we'll put all the links with everybody's contact details on there. You know, it's been great to meet everybody today. Hopefully you've made some new connections that you can pick up with. There's new opportunities coming up all the time, so feel free to get in touch and you know, we'll be able to update you of what's new and when these schemes are becoming live on various newsletters and updates. So Sam, are you?
Yes, I just wanted to add a couple of bits. If possible, we'd like to send up a follow-up email and include the presentations to delegates. Is that possible?
Yeah.
So we will do that. As mentioned at the beginning, a recording of today's webinar will be posted on Sheffield Chamber's YouTube channel, probably later today, if not tomorrow. And just wanted to add a couple of comments that I got following all the presentations. One, thank you to all the speakers for a really comprehensive overview of all the support that's available to SMEs across the region. I think we're so lucky to have such a suite of support available from two world-leading universities, and I just couldn't encourage businesses enough to get involved, really. And you know, the Chamber's had first-hand experience. We've had student placements that have gone on to work full-time and are still with us at the Chamber. And we'll be doing everything that we can to refer as many SMEs to the scheme as possible. I think that's all I really wanted to say, other than just a special thanks to Gemma and to Sarah at RISE for helping to organise this and approaching the Chamber to work with us. Thank you to both universities. Oh, sorry, my dog. Yeah, I think I might have to leave it there. Somebody's not.
So I think, yeah, Marina did have a comment in the chat. I'm sorry, Marina, if you wanted to quickly say something. I know some people might have to go to get to 10, but is Marina there from Innova?
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, it's Marina from Innova Consultancy here. Just wanted to share my experience because from both University of Sheffield and Hallam University, I had interns from the RISE program and the Santander program, and they have been absolutely fantastic. They have really helped the business. Many of them are current employees now. So I am happy to speak to any SMEs that want to share our experience if they haven't tapped into placements to share what happened, and the quality of the interns was really fantastic. It was a perfect match for what we were looking for.
Oh, thank you, Marina, and thank you, Reese. I've noticed in your notes as well your offer to help, so I'll pick up with you after the event. But thanks again, everybody. It's been great to see you all, and hopefully see you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.